We've been hearing all about these dismal PC numbers, a lot of talk about how it was only going to be bad news. What would you say are the highlights of the report this afternoon?
Yeah, first, it's great to be back. The quarter, from a demand standpoint, really played out as we expected when we started the year. And so what we saw good growth in the data center business. We have a very strong position there and some new products that are driving those results. And then within the broad market for devices that compute, what we're seeing is this transition, and a transition towards things like ultrabooks and detachables and convertibles and tablets, with some being offset by reductions in the traditional notebooks and desktops and netbooks. And so it's really playing out as we expected, and I think we're in the midst of this historical transition in the compute market.
So, as that transition progresses, when will we see more Windows 8 devices that are cool and cheap enough to replace Android tablets?
Well, I think we're seeing some really innovative devices in the marketplace today. As you get into the back half of this year, you're going to see touch-enabled ultrabooks that are, kind of $599 with some burst sales probably to $499. So hitting these really mainstream price points with very innovative form factors. You're going to see touch-enabled notebook computers that are very sleek, thin, and light that are, in the 300s. And then we'll have products that are shipping into Android tablets that are kind of half that price again. And so we are and will continue to be very well represented across this range of devices. And we have some great new products coming to the marketplace that will enable spectacular performance in those segments.
What more can you tell me about these Android tablets and when we will see Intel-powered Android tablets?
Oh, we're in tablets today, and we'll build on that as we go forward. And as I said, we have a product coming to market called Bay Trail, and another product that's codenamed Merrifield that will come to market in the back half of this year. They'll enable significant improvements in performance, and so when you buy an Android-based tablet that has Intel inside in the back half, you're going to get the price point, you're going to get the battery life, and you're going to get a lot more performance. And I think that's a winning playbook for us.
How high are inventory levels right now, and what direction is that trending in?
Actually, inventory levels across the worldwide PC supply chain are quite lean. We've seen, the customer base managing that very tightly. They actually reduced inventories in the first quarter, in particular on some of the older generation PCs. Our inventory levels over the last couple of quarters have come down, on the order of $1 billion and are also quite lean. So I think we're seeing inventory levels very healthy out there, both inside of Intel and out in the world.
Stacy, we've been talking a lot about Dell and the potential for Dell to go private. How might that impact Intel?
They're a great customer. I don't expect that to change depending on, whether they're publicly owned or privately owned. Dell has been an innovator in the industry, and in particular, they've been very innovative in driving a very efficient supply chain. That's really part of their DNA. I don't think that the ownership structure of Dell dictates that.
Now, Paolo Nellini, your CEO, is retiring 1 month from today. Everybody wondering who's going to replace him. Can you give us any idea of who that person might be or what qualities you are looking for in the person who does take that position?
That's a question to be directed to the board. They're conducting a very thorough process. Their goal is to have this done by our shareholder meeting, which is the middle part of May, and the questions beyond that should go to them.
And just last question, Stacy, what is your outlook on the PC market overall? We're seeing these gigantic, biggest ever 14% drops. After this year, can the PC market continue to grow overall?
Well, I think the way we look at the market is probably a better way to look at it, which is this broader market for devices that compute. And so when you think about the world, starting with tablets and then going to convertibles, detachables, ultrabooks, and then the traditional segments of the PC market, I think it's the transition that I'm talking about. We are seeing reductions in some of the more traditional form factors, but we're seeing strong growth in some of the newer form factors, thinner, lighter, more mobile devices. When you net all that together, we expect to see some level of unit growth this year and more unit growth next year. And I think that really shows the transition the industry is going through, and then our participation across the broad range of devices that are computing and connecting to the internet.